This video will show you how to create a remote assignment in Crowdmark. I will explain how to create an administered assessment for in-person exams in another video. On your course main page, click on Create Assessment. First, choose a name for your assessment. Then, you will need to enroll students. You can add all the students in the course, or you can select a section if your course has sections, or you can create a custom list of students. This might be helpful for receipts and deferred exams. In this case, make sure to remove all enrolled students from the Included Students section. Now, choose the members of the teaching team that will have access to this assessment. You can choose to have all team members. Instructors always have access to the assessment, but you can change who else has access by choosing to add facilitators or markers. You can also create a custom team by either including a particular set of team members or by excluding the team members you don't want to give access to this assessment. This can be helpful if you have TAs marking some assignments but not others. Now, click on Save. Select the Assigned Assessment Remote option and click Next. Set a due date and time. You also have the option to include a lateness penalty. This can be set by day, hour, or minute late. I'll set the penalty at 10% per day late. To set a timed assessment, click on Timed Assessment and select the amount of time a student has to write the assessment. You also have the option for a group assessment where students can create their own groups, or you can preset groups for them. When you're happy with your settings, click Next. Now you need to create the content of your assessment. In the assignment description box, you can type instructions or general notes. In this section, you can type text using Markdown formatting and LaTeX for maths. For a quick guide on how to use Markdown formatting, click here. You can also add clickable links, images, and attach files. For example, you can add a PDF version of the assessment here that students can download. By default, link files will appear with the original file name. You can change this by changing the text inside the square brackets. To create a question, enter your question content. Again, you can use Markdown formatting, LaTeX for maths, as well as attaching images, files, and clickable links. Once you have typed the content of your question, click on Preview to see how your expressions are rendered. Edit the question label if you wish. Set a point value. This can be changed at any time, even after students have submitted their work. Select the type of response you would like the students to submit. You have the option of images, PDF upload, text entry, or multiple choice questions. For this question, I will choose the option Image PDF file, as this is the most common type of question we use in maths. For this type of question, students will have to upload and submit PDF, JPEG, or PNG files. I will go over the other question types in another video. Finally, you also have the option to make a question bonus, which means that its value won't be included in the total assessment point value. To add another question, click on Add another question. This will generate a new question box. Here is a useful tip. If you don't want to type your questions directly into Crowdmark, one option is to create a PDF file with the questions and attach this file in the assignment description box, or to post it in your course website. Then, in the question content box, simply write Answer question X here. One thing to keep in mind is that some PDF files are not accessible to many users that rely on screen readers. For this reason, it is a good idea to consider typing the questions directly in Crowdmark or creating an HTML file with the questions. Once you are done creating your questions, click on Preview Assessment. This will open a new window with a preview of what students will see when they are submitting their assignment. Minimize or close this window to go back to the questions section. If you want to edit the content of a question, click on the pencil icon next to the question to open the editing box. When you are done creating your assessment, click on Save and go to Dashboard. You will still be able to edit your questions later by going to the Questions tab in your assessment main page. You can now distribute the assessment to students via email by clicking the Distribute to Students button. This will immediately send an email to students with a link to their assessment. Alternatively, you can use the automatic distribution feature. To do this, click on Schedule Automatic Distribution and choose a date and time when you want students to receive their assessment. That's it! Your assessment is now ready. If for any reason you need to change the assessment settings, click on Assessment Settings. Here you can change the name, due date, lateness penalty, and how much time students have to complete their assessment. Here you will also find the URL that links directly to this assessment. You can use this to send it to a student if they miss their email invitation. Finally, you can select the option to allow graders to see each other's evaluation if this is something that you would like.